Jesus been lit, it's Wednesday night, Denise and Reg. Post Dynamite, come and get your Easter eggs, it's a dub. Middle of the week, it's AEW. Dynamic wrestling and end your night with us, it's a must. It's Dynamite, it might combust. Speak now, we're gonna give you all the recap. Live on YouTube is where you see that. The Cali connection with the feedback.
What is up, everyone? It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Speak Now Pro Wrestling with the California Connection. It is Wednesday, December 4th. I'm Denise Salcedo, and with me is Righteous Reg. Reg, how are you?
Your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, media man. I'm very good, Denise. It's Wednesday night. It's cold and flu season, some people are saying. It's cold outside. It's rainy. And I'm having a good time, though, Denise. Are you having a good time?
It's raining in Oakland right now?
Is it? No.
You just said it was rainy, so I'm like, oh, it's raining in Oakland?
No, it seems like it was raining. I think I just made that up.
Damn, you're out here spreading fake news, Reg.
Listen,
Feel like it's raining.
I mean, it's raining. So, somebody that's listening right now, it's raining outside for them, so.
All right. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, there's no rain here. Yeah, like, what is going on? But the weather is super dry, though. Like, I'm super dry, and my nose is all clogged up. I got dry skin, all of it. I hate it. I hate it.
Dry skin.
No, it's the worst. It's the literal worst, Reg. I wake up every single morning, and I have to put Vaseline on my face because I literally look like I'm just, like, peeling from my face because I'm suffering from, like, dryness.
That's crazy. Why is it so dry outside?
I don't know. I think it's just like I don't know, it's in the air, dryness. I should turn on my humidifier.
Dryness, she says. That's insane.
Well, what are you supposed to call it? It's just that time of the year where you got to like double moisturize. You got to like put double lotion, all of that. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
It's all the greenery, all the trees sucking up all the oxygen. I'm with it. You got a Christmas tree?
Yeah, my Christmas tree is officially up. I did it. So my routine is every single Black Friday is apparently when I go get my Christmas tree, which I didn't even do this on purpose. It just, I realized it this year that it's now like a 3-year tradition.
I love it. I'm ready to get a Christmas tree and smell some Christmas tree. That's the best time to go out. No, that's not. I
can't even smell my Christmas tree right now.
Unfortunate situation for you, Denise. I was gonna say that's not really the best time to go get a tree, though. There's all these people outside for Black Friday. It was bad.
Not really, there was no one there. Like there was just like a couple of people because I go to the Home Depot to get my Christmas tree. There was like 2 other people shopping.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I was driving back from Bakersfield to Oakland, and there's like this part. That's like, they have like an outlet mall, and that place I was like, oh my God, people don't care about anything. They're going to do Black Friday. But to hear that is very refreshing.
Well, we got AEW Dynamite to get into here today. And this is kind of like, there's a lot happening this month with AEW because you got Holiday Bash, you got Winter is Coming, and then you got World's End. So it kind of feels like right now AEW has like an opportunity to just like, finish off the 2024 year with the bang and get into 2025 with the bang. Of course, once we get into 2025, they'll be going into HBO, rather simulcasting on HBO Max. So it kind of feels like there's a lot that could happen in the last month to maybe Reg sort of change or alter the perception right now of AEW.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to bring up, Denise. I was thinking about it when they talked about the simulcast that's going to start in January and how many new eyes that's just going to bring to the product. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be all these people that are just on Max browsing. And if AEW's right there front and center, watch this show, there's going to be a lot of people clicking on it to see what this is just based off it being part of streaming. So that's going to bring in a whole different set of eyes. Now, I was thinking, Denise, do you want to go with the strategy they're continuing to go with? Tell these stories, do these long form type deals, or do you want to just get to the action? When somebody clicks on there, they don't know what this is. They see Will Ospreay and somebody throwing bombs. They see Jay White doing his things. Like, how do you want to go about presenting this to these new set of eyes was my idea. But I think it's a great place to exist in. I'm so happy that I could just, in a couple weeks, click on Max and there's Dynamite. Don't have to go through any hoops or whistles to get to it. It's a very exciting time.
I know, because the only other thing, well, I actually watch several shows on HBO Max. Right now, I've been watching the Holiday Baking Championship. It is so freaking entertaining. If anybody here in the chat watches the Holiday Baking Championship, please let me know. And if you don't, you should start. I watch that. I watch a bunch of stuff on HBO Max. And sometimes because okay, this is what I hate, and this is what a lot of the freaking streaming services have been doing lately, is when I start liking and watching a show, I want to binge watch like the entire season, right,
Yep.
Reg? But no, they've been dropping them on a weekly basis, like one episode drops every Thursday, right? And so it leaves me literally scouring the apps, trying to find something to watch. And sometimes I watch things that I probably wouldn't even be that interested in, but I have nothing else to watch, so I watch. So what if someone one day is kind of bored waiting for their shows and they're like, what's this pro wrestling stuff?
Yep.
Let me maybe click on it and see what we have. But I think in order to attract new audiences, though, I feel like the number one thing that I that gets people is obviously if you got lucha. If you got lucha on the show,
Every time.
that's going to be the easiest thing to kind of get some casuals. But the other thing is storytelling. If you have people and presenting stars, if you have people that come on the screen, cut a really great promo that really gets you feeling some things, then all of a sudden you're like, huh, this pro wrestling thing, hey, it's kind of cool. Let me see what else is going on? Because you can't have somebody like going out there and cutting a promo if they're not believable, if they're
Like
cheesy. You need to put your very best. You need to put your top stars, and you need to like have the show moving. I feel like that's the best way to like maybe intrigue new viewers. Although with pro wrestling, Reg, it is very interesting when it comes to how people become fans. Usually people become fans because they know somebody that is a fan that kind of made them watch somebody. So we got to go door knocking. We got to start recruiting people.
Yeah, we got to do like some market research, have a bunch of people in a room, be like, watch this program. What did you like and what didn't you like? Even though that's kind of what social media is. The funny thing is to think about. But I'm also thinking about, Denise, because Netflix is about to get WWE, which also is going to bring them a bunch of eyes. Are those WWE fans? Are you going to try to get them when they come over? How do you present wrestling to them? Like, it's going to be such an interesting time going into 2025. I'm excited for AEW. I think they have some very exciting things coming up. Continental Classic is going to finish up really strong. Some potential returns and things, I think, sitting in the wings. I think we could have a very exciting time going into the new year. They got to do something, I think, different to switch it up if we're talking about like attendance and ratings and all those things. You just got to get back to what makes AEW AEW.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's go ahead and get into these super chats and see where everybody takes us first, because there was quite a bit to get into on today's show. We got John Taylor who kicks us off here saying, glad to see Adam Cole. Oh no, got his jaundice under control. John Taylor, that is terrible. But you're right. He wasn't orange today because I didn't even think about it. So it wasn't there for me to think about.
The bit must be over, or that self-tanner only lasted for a couple of weeks, Denise. I don't know.
I told you, Reg. I told you from the very beginning.
You did say it.
It's going to take like whoever knows however long the spray tanning lasts. And then after that, he's going to be back to normal. So he just had to weather the storm and go through it all.
It sucks as that's exactly when they gave him the 3-match things. Like, you're guaranteed to be on TV for 3 straight weeks, and all those 3 weeks he's just orange the whole time.
That's why he got the spray tan. He was like, I'm going to be on TV for 3 weeks straight. I'm going to get myself that spray tan.
These wrestlers, Denise, they want to look good for us, and look what happens. The whole time we're just like, why are you so orange, dude? And he just like spent this whole entire time trying to get ready for this. Got these 3 big matches. But yeah, it's good for Adam Cole. Don't do it again, dude.
Yeah, seriously. We got Roberto Arsenal here who says, who do you think needs the victory more, Julia Hart or Jamie Hayter? I like the video packages for Julia, and hopefully they wrestle more than once. All right, so let's start here. We have been seeing kind of a little bit of the same thing, but a little bit differently every week, right? With Jamie Hayter, we've been seeing these really cool vignettes. I think today was probably my favorite one, because I just thought I don't remember the last time we saw that kind of a concept where it's literally just a spotlight and we see all of these different like images sort of like coming in and out of this spotlight. But Julia Hart basically just kind of narrating this and just telling Jamie Hayter that she sees her and that she's coming for her and all of that. It was so simple, but yet so freaking cool. Like, Julia Hart's presentation to me on the show is probably the most modern thing that they have, the most freshest thing that they have, the most coolest thing that they have. Like this to me, I associate with I mean, we're all talking about Netflix, but I associate it with like Netflix in terms of like just like the style of like the editing and just the way that they present that. I think of Hot Topic of all things, of course, because of the aesthetics and stuff. But those are things that in, you know, popular mainstream culture are popular. Clearly. So for me, like, I just feel like they're making Julia Hart really cool. She is the one thing on the show that I think if I had my little sister who does not watch pro wrestling, the Julia Hart stuff is probably the only thing she would maybe look up from her phone once.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point to be made there. That's exactly the kind of vibes I was getting as I was watching the video, Denise. I was like, this feels like the most fresh, innovative, and unique thing that's presented to us on the show. The way that it was like, you don't see Julia, you don't see any real humans. It's just the spotlight. It's just the images. It's just her telling the story of why she's tormenting Julia currently. I mean, why she's tormenting Jamie Hayter currently, and why she feels like she should come back to some fanfare and some people being behind her. But also it tells a great story of Jamie Hayter's like, well, I'm just out here trying to get the same thing. Why are you bringing this upon me? So it's a great story to kind of think of. Now, answering Roberto's question, who needs the victory more? That's a tough one, because I feel like what Julia's going to come back with in the fanfare, you kind of want to give her the victory, right off the bat, kind of say,
have they said when this match is happening, though?
They haven't confirmed the match at all, as they're still kind of telling the story of why it's going to happen.
Before we answer this question, then, what if this match happens after Wrestle Dynasty? Or is it going to be before Wrestle Dynasty? Because Jamie Hayter is in the tournament, so she's going to get, she could get that win there over Willow, maybe. I don't know. So what I'm saying is, what's the placement of this? Because if we get the Julia Hart match first, then I'm going to have to say Julia. I'm going to have to say Julia either way, but it does kind of change if it happens before the Wrestle Dynasty match, or before the Willow match, or after the Willow match.
But then now thinking of that, I'm like, I wouldn't want to see Jamie take 2 losses back to back, because like if she's going to face Willow, like Willow has a pretty strong chance of winning this, but she also has a strong chance. But if she doesn't, I would rather see her get the victory over Julia, who could kind of afford this loss coming back. She's still young in the game. There's still a lot that can get behind Julia, and it's going to be a rivalry. It won't be a one-off. I think the first one could go to Jamie. So I don't know. It's a really tough one, I think. But with what Julia's building, with what you're saying here, Denise, about how great these videos are, everybody's saying how amazing this is, she might need the victory a little bit more with how she's getting this fanfare.
We got Dagger43 here, or Dagger, excuse me, Dagger43, who says, Julia costing Jamie's match with Willow. That could be the moment there.
I think that's
that feels like the best possibility there, where it sort of protects Jamie in the way that she got screwed by Julia, and then we get into this feud. And then in that case, see, here's the thing, because I think Julia, they're both cool, right? They're both cool in different ways, though. And it's weird because, like, for us, like, if Julia defeats Jamie, it's like, oh shit, she's about to become, something big on the show. But something that Julia mentioned, that Jamie mentioned, all the Jamies and the Julias,
I know, the Jays and Jays.
Yeah, all the Jays are tripping me out here. But with Jamie, one of the things that she mentioned on the show today on her promo was that she had momentum right before her injury, and that was taken away from her, and she's trying to get it back. So if she doesn't defeat Julia, it kind of feels as the situation where her moment was, okay, she didn't get it back. She has not gotten back that moment. So I feel both of them really need this right now, but maybe more so Jamie Hayter.
Oh, wow. See, I like this idea that Dagger has here, because Julia seems like she has a little bit more motivation. Jamie's kind of like, well, what's going on? Why are you doing this? If Julia costs her the match, then that gives her more motivation in the match. That adds a little extra story element to it. And then I would definitely want Jamie to win off that, though, if she's costed the match. So it's so many like, how's it going to go? I just don't know how it's going to go.
I don't know either, but here's the good thing, though. I'm interested in this, Reg.
So interested. So
right? Like I care about both of these girls. I think they're both cool. And so that makes me care about what they're actually doing. So thank you so much to Roberto for getting us going there. We got John Taylor who says, really enjoyed the Guess the AEW Wrestler video earlier today. Encourage all DWO near and far to watch it. Hashtag Kelly Connection. Thank you so much, John. So I have been posting videos every single day here for WrestleMiss, December 1st and December 31st. And today's video came out and it was me versus Reg. And basically what we did was we each picked 5 wrestlers, came up with 3 clues for each wrestler, and quizzed each other to see if we could figure out who it is that we were talking about. And so that video's out and people are enjoying it. I've been reading all the comments and people have been liking it. So if you guys want to check it out, you can.
I got a behind the scenes secret for you, Denise, about our little video recording. So the night before you had sent me a message and you were like, there was 2 things. You're like, we're going to do 2 videos. And you're like, we're going to do this one video, guess the wrestler. And then we're going to do
spoil the other video.
We're going to do this other video. And I was like, yeah, we're good. And so I started thinking of the other video, but I only looked at guess the wrestler on the other message. I didn't look at the rules. So when we started the video, I didn't know the rules at all. I freestyled that whole thing.
Is that why you weren't prepared?
I wasn't prepared at all. I thought I thought you were gonna have all the things for the both of us, and I was like, "Oh,
why would I have your clues?"
I don't know, and I was like, "I guess I'm supposed to have something prepared," so I just started freestyling.
Reg, it was so funny too because I could see you thinking of clues, and I'm like, "Did he not prepare?"
I didn't prepare at all.
Everything like completely prepared. I was like, "Wrestler 1, clue 1, clue 2, clue 3." Reg,
I didn't know. I was just.
I texted you. I literally told you the rules and everything.
No, 100%. After the thing, I went back and I was like, "Oh, it says all the stuff right here underneath it." Yeah, that was on me.
You literally did not do your homework.
And I still wait. Spoilers.
Well, I was gonna say no spoilers for those who haven't watched the video.
I still didn't do that bad. If that's the case, is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, you guys can go ahead and check it out, and you guys will be able to see Regis' wheels spinning as he's trying to come up with clues, which now that I think about it, is totally unfair.
What do you mean?
Because you should have came in prepared with your clues.
Well, yeah, but that's another thing. We could do another video.
Did you even have your wrestlers? Did you even have that?
No.
You didn't have your wrestlers either?
I was freestyling. It was all freestyles.
Oh my God, Reg. Oh my God. See, I think had you came prepared, I think I would have beat you because what you were doing was you were thinking of people that I would struggle with or people that's the point that I would struggle with. Right. But I think if you would have pre-planned before, I just know I would have definitely like gotten some of those things. Whatever. No spoilers. No spoilers. All right, we got Sheldon Jackson here who says, I think I've officially hit a point where now I'm like, TK, please bring in Scott D'Amore if you can and allow him to run TV and book the shows over TK. Interesting, Sheldon. I wonder what made you kind of go that direction with those feelings. Do you feel the same way, Reg?
No, I don't. I like Scott D'Amore a lot. I think that his product that he makes is very entertaining at times, but I wouldn't put him over TK and what's going on in AEW now. It may be just because there's a lot of news stuff going on, Denise, Effie, and did you see this thing about Ryan Nemeth earlier today?
I did see that. Can I be real true? I didn't really it wasn't that intriguing to me to look any further. I kind of saw it and I was just like, okay, moving on to the next thing. Like, I can't explain it. Like, there's stories that you're just like, oh, I need to know more about this. Right. I want to know more about this. And I feel like there are stories where you're like, do I really care? I don't know.
That's kind of how
grabbed my interest.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay, that's a story. But no, I'm picking TK.
Yeah, well, look, it's his company and he can do whatever he wants. I mean, I know, look, right now it feels like there's a lot of criticism on AEW, and a lot of it is justified. Honestly, a lot of it is. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like that doesn't mean that they're doing everything wrong. There are things that are being done right on the show, but right now the things that are being done wrong, I feel like they're just being how do I say, like they're just being like, the magnitude of it is just more, the focus is more on the things that they've done bad than the things that they have done right. I feel like it's sort of outshining the stuff that is good.
Yeah, the things that are bad are glaring. You're like, damn, that's really bad. But the things that are good, I think, are at points excellent and great. It's just that it gets muddied up. I mean, again, 52 weeks of wrestling a year. They had to up the ante with adding more big pay-per-views. So it's like the things have changed, but there's so many moving parts to this. It's hard to place blame on people. It's just such a hard thing to come by. I think that they have the tools and they have the puzzles to put it together, and they're going to. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah, I think they have the wrestlers, they have the pieces, and I think if they just reshuffle some things around, I think we can get back on track. But we've gone back and we've kind of talked about this, Reg, where it's like we got really, really used to a certain
spoiled
type of show. And now that is not at the same level and we have seen a declining interest, and now it just feels like, oh my God, it feels like the world's on fire, right? Like the AEW world is on fire. That's sort of what it feels like right now. But if you kind of take a step back and you think about like some of the past shows that we've had, some of the past pay-per-views that we've had, I mean, come on, remember when we were sitting here talking about All In and All Out, for example? That wasn't even that long ago, and that was so freaking entertaining. And if you remember last year during this time, we also, well, I remember I didn't like World's End, so they have a chance to make up for that this year.
I think there's a lot, like Denise is saying, there's a lot in the end of the year. There's a lot in the beginning of the year. They could immediately start to get to the restructuring with how things are going to change so drastically here very soon. But yeah, I think that, just consistently, not just getting bad press or things that aren't so favorable when there is great wrestling can be kind of frustrating. And I'm sure the wrestlers that are out there doing it are like, well, why don't you guys talk about this stuff? But it's pro wrestling, so it gets to that point. I just hope they get it together and make it work out, because like we need great wrestling on TV all the time.
I need them to get it together. I need AEW to be like a buzz again. Like I need it to be fun and exciting once again, because we're watching and dedicating our time to covering the show, and everybody here dedicates their time to watching the show, as do we. So you don't want to go in and be like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Like you don't want to do that when you're watching the show. So again, I feel like I'm not trying to forget. I don't want to forget, even if there are some bad weeks or some bad shows, I don't want to forget about all the good stuff that we did see throughout this year.
There's way more pros than there are cons when we're about to do these end of year lists and talk about this. We're going to talk about some amazing work, and that outweighs all what people think is bad stuff, to me at least,
Bro, AEW had like my match of like my whole life. I'm like, what would I call it? The best match I've ever seen happened this year on AEW television with Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Like, let's not forget that.
This year, Bryan Danielson gave us some amazing moments. Swerve won the world championship. Like, I think about that moment and how huge that was. That's all this year, Denise. Like, there's so many amazing, life-changing memories that are going to be remembered forever in pro wrestling that happened this year in AEW. So let's not forget about it.
Shelton, thank you so much for the super chat. We got it. And by the way, if anybody feels differently or the exact same way, please let us know, man. And I think, like, I know for me what's not doing it on the show. And, we talk about that when we run through it. Because, I mean, of course, the show is not perfect. It's not always going to be a 10 out of 10. But we do break that down once we get into it in the grand scheme of things. But we got Infamous Raider Loco here who says, Mother effing Cali Connection. What's up, fam? Hope you guys have been great and good. And to the end of the year with nothing but positive vibes to you both. Can you believe that we are down to the last freaking days of this show?
The end of the year, Denise.
Look at this. 28 days left in this year.
What happened to this year, Denise? What did we do?
I don't know. This is why, Reg, and I encourage this to you, Reg, to everybody here in the chat. What I like to do is I make an accomplishments wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I write down, like on Post-its, I put all the things that I want to make sure that I do this year. And if I do them, I put them on my accomplishments wall. I sound crazy. But then at the end of the year, instead of going, what the fuck did I do this year? Did I even do anything this year? Instead of beating myself up, I look at it and I go, okay, I forgot I did that this year. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
An accomplishments wall. I feel like nobody who does that.
I don't think anybody does. And do you get rid of your calendar pieces? Because like you have a lot of good information on that you can recap.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get emotionally attached, and then I start thinking, well, I don't want to become a hoarder, so then I get rid of it.
I feel you.
I'm like, oh no, this is a bad sign. I don't want to throw away a calendar. What's wrong with me? I'm going to become a hoarder.
It's a good way to remember, though. You could be like, oh, yeah, and May we did this. In December, I did, you know what I mean? But I get the hoarding thing, though. My grandmother, there's a fine line.
Right. I try to tell myself that. I try to tell myself that. So anyways, I encourage everybody to do this, by the way. And a vision board. And a vision board. Vision board, manifestation, and an accomplishments wall.
I'm with you.
Tenruza here says you got to pull up to Toronto June 12th, Reg. Grand National going to be wild. Can't wait for it. Hope we get the second album soon. A fun Dynamite as well. Bro, I was like, what wrestling show is Grand National? Had he not said, hope we get the second album soon, I would have had I thought we were talking about another wrestling show.
Yeah, no, I don't have to go to Toronto, Tenruza. There's a show here in San Francisco at the stadium, at the San Francisco Giant Stadium. So I'm going to try to get a ticket. I know it's going to be crazy. I'm excited.
We got Grapple Geekery here who says, I'll give the show an 85% tonight, -5% for that main event finish, and -10% for a Jericho segment. The main event finish Dole did, but finally the Death Riders got beat up. It's been NWO levels up till now. So let's talk about that main event, because here's the thing. We got 2 matches today for the Continental Classic. One of them was Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King, and that was the main event. Now, Reg, here's the thing. I too, like Grapple Geekery, based off of what I saw, I thought, damn, I really want Brody King to win this. Same. However, when he didn't win this, it actually generated a reaction out of me. So even though I was not happy with Claudio winning, I was happy that it got a reaction out of me, because Claudio versus Brody King ended up being so much better than I thought, Reg. I went into this going like, I don't really care about this match. Like, it's fine, but do I really care? I know. And before I knew it, I was so invested in it. Like Brody King coming in there trying to chop down Claudio Castagnoli. Like all of that was so good. And it got me thinking. Brody King is having the run, or rather several matches, I don't even want to call it a run, you can call it a run, whatever, that I thought Malachi Black was going to have. I think at this point, Brody King is, if he feels like the most active member of the House of Black, he kind of feels like the biggest star now of the House of Black.
Whoa.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I don't think you're far off at all. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt when this match was happening, Denise. I wanted Brody King to win so bad, but then it ended up being a really good loss. So after the 1, 2, 3, I was like, oh, yeah, this feels like exactly the kind of momentum that he needs going forward. This is exactly the kind of momentum you need after a match with Claudio. The match, of course, was exactly what I thought it would be. Claudio, I've noticed that if he has an opponent that's trying to beat his ass, that's when he really turns it up. Because Brody King was in here trying to rip his ass apart at every moment. Claudio's trying to jump, and Brody's just punching him out of the air, just snatching him, using his power to really ground Claudio. And Claudio didn't like that. Claudio's like, oh, that's what kind of fight we're doing? Claudio's in there throwing European uppercuts. He's power bombing Brody King. He's running full speed at him. It just felt like a fight, a real fight. And Claudio, I think, needed that, especially in this tournament. Like, I felt like he's had a great showing already, but this one felt like, all right, Claudio's here to stay. Brody King has to get some wins coming out of this. I think this is just like the emotions we got from this is going to help him moving forward. So I think it was a really good showing for him. But yeah, Denise, we might start to have a talk about the House of Black and who's king over there. Because
I think we're having it right now, Reg. I look at that, and if I was Brody King, the next time they have a little meeting or whatever you want to call it, I would be like, sit your ass down, because I'm the king now. I'm the leader of this shit. You ain't. I'm the one going out there and doing this, and that. Pull up Brody King's accomplishment wall, because he's got stuff that he can put down.
The only issue is like Malachi Black's presence when he's out there. Like, he's different. Like Brody King's having a run, and he is that guy, and he should be considered the number one. But like it's hard to be like over Malachi just because of how he presents it. I think so, because Brody King is destroying it. His moveset's crazy. When he power drove Claudio today, I was like, that looks like, how does a human do that to another human? Just like godly strength, and just like he's so confident and angry, but looks like he's having a good time. It's like so many crazy emotions that Brody King brings.
Yeah, I think so too. John Taylor here says respect for the real Christmas tree gang. Wow, I really need glasses. You can't replicate the smell of real trees. Totally worth the risk of the tree and house going up in flames. Bro, why you got to bring that up? That shit terrifies me.
It's the scariest part. I mean, but you have like, if you're going to have a tree, it's got to be a tree, right? The point is like to smell it like a real one. You got to put the water on it. That's the point, right?
I've never had a fake tree before. I've always had a real tree. And I feel like as long as you water it, like you're fine, right? And that shit won't go up in flames. Well, how do you make sure your tree doesn't go up in flames?
Don't have a tree in the house with fire on it.
But I mean, I've had a tree every year of my life and it's always been okay.
Just make sure to turn them off when you leave the house.
Okay, so I mean, as long as you turn off the lights.
That's it.
And you water your tree, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay, I'm doing those things.
Yeah, great.
Why you guys gotta scare me? Everyone's making me paranoid.
Yeah, you'll be fine, I think.
John Taylor's like the news. You know when you're like chilling, having a good time, and they're like, don't drink water, you're gonna die.
Right. Have you been drinking the water in your house? And you're all, yeah. They're like, you shouldn't be. And you're like, oh no.
You got 3 days left. That's why I don't look at that stuff no more, man.
Honestly,
like, y'all are scaring me.
Mm-hmm.
We got at last, I'm allegedly a legend like Lash Legend says, Fletcher looks like he's getting to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Oh, okay. That took me a second. Man. All right. We got John Taylor here who says that video package for Bandito was absolute lit. So let's get to that. We're talking about Brad, you just mentioned earlier, returns incoming. Somebody that we haven't seen in like a year is Bandito. He's been out due to a wrist injury. In fact, I think the last time we saw him, let me double check here, was 2023, June 16th, on an episode of Rampage when he wrestled Konosuke Takeshita.
Wow, that's so long. I remember there was a point where they thought he was going to come back like 4 or 5 months ago, and then he was geared up, and then like, actually, nope, he's back under again. And so that was an unfortunate thing. Last June is a really long time for such a amazing wrestler like Bandito to be out. But yeah, just like I was saying, Denise, some returns of legit some of the most dynamic wrestlers in the world. Like there's so many amazing luchadors. We see Commander, Vikingo sometimes, Hologram, like all these great guys. And then Bandito is like, he can't even be defined. Like some of the things he does in the ring are unbelievable. He'll do like a power move that's like a guy of his size shouldn't do that. And the way that he does it with finesse, he's just so different than every other luchador. Him coming to this roster is much needed. Thinking about him against Takeshita again, against Ospreay, against PAC, against Jay White. It's like he has so many great opponents to come back to. So I'm excited. This video package was dope. They were talking, it was like a Western thing. They were like, oh, I thought you were him. And then they put up a sign that's Bandito. Super dope. I loved it.
I thought this was going to be for Hangman. I
did
confused.
Too.
I was like, this doesn't really make sense. But who's the only cowboy that I know? And the only cowboy I could think of was obviously Hangman Page. So I was so confused until we got to the moment where they revealed the poster.
Yeah, for a minute I was like, oh, they're doing a new Hangman piece. But I was like, what? Why though? I didn't really understand why they were doing it. So I was like, okay, this is cool though. I like that they're, it's a different type of video package or whatever. And then when they put the Bandito thing, I was like, oh yeah, there are a bunch of wrestlers that have a cowboy thing, like because it also could have been Brian Keith for him. And I was like, oh yeah, they got a new thing for Brian Keith, but it wasn't for Brian Keith, for Bandito.
Bad apple, dun dun dun, bad apple. Am I singing that right?
No.
He's a bad apple, boom dun dun, bad apple.
What is the boom tone part?
Is that not in the song? I'm pretty sure that's in the song. Come on, Reg. Do you not know your own song?
But I had never heard that part. I'm on the song.
Bad apple. Come on, Reg. You should know your own material. We got Terrence Johnson who says, Reg, how did you not know it was Tony earlier today?
I was high.
No spoilers. But yes, you should be ashamed, Reg.
That was probably the easiest one. I forgot. You guys should shame me. You guys should throw tomatoes at me.
Yeah, people were saying that was the easiest one. And I'm like, yeah, I almost didn't want to say it because I felt like, oh my God, I'm throwing the game away here if I give him this one.
I'm trash, you guys.
Luke Thornton says, think we're heading into Hanger's redemption arc?
Was what he doing babyface stuff today is what I'm trying to think of.
He did have, yes, I felt babyface vibes from Hangman today. Just maybe primarily, I think just because he was going head to head with Jon Moxley.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't really fighting anyone. That's where it kind of gets muddied up because he's not like fighting for AEW. And the last time that he was talking, he was like, I'm taking this full out so Christian can get him. So like he still might be attached to Christian, which is a big heel thing. So I'm kind of confused. I don't know.
All right, well, let's break this down because bear with me here. A lot happened. I want to start off with the portion of PAC versus Jay White.
Mm-hmm.
This match here was one of my favorites from tonight because in particular, there was a moment where I think it was from the point where they started to like avoid each other's moves. And like you see Jay move out of the way when PAC attempts a black arrow. And then at one point you finally see PAC transition the Blade Runner into the Brutalizer. And so then you have him there for a while. And it was at that point that the crowd was like, all right, we're rolling with this. Like this is a really entertaining match here. And so the crowd's really into it at this point, but Jay White manages to get to the ropes and all of that is fine. And then, Reg, I was so irritated because I thought for a second that Wheeler Yuta was going to ruin this damn match. I almost threw tomatoes at Wheeler Yuta. I was so mad, Reg. Like, he almost had go away heat with me at this point. But I was pretty thrilled because he ended up hitting Jay White with a Psycho knee on the outside and the referee didn't see it. But it didn't work out for him because Jay White still hit the Blade Runner and got the win. So in a way, though, they made poor PAC and Wheeler Yuta kind of look a little bit silly here because the interference did absolutely nothing. In fact, I don't think the interference was needed, Reg, considering that he still hit the Blade Runner and got the win, and that did nothing. I would have had much more respect for PAC and for PAC in general had they just had Wheeler Yuta the hell out of this.
Right, because PAC doesn't need this. He doesn't need help out here. He's doing fine. This match, I was going to come in here and say exactly the same thing that you said, Denise. The late match, Jay White, that is like one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. When he gets into counter mode, when he gets into, I know every move and I'm going to be in every spot you think you're going to get away from me from, there's not a lot of better wrestlers in the world. The way that he slithers into things and he'll get into the Blade Runner when you don't know and unexpected. And the way that he did this, I love that they did this. Wheeler, I was mad at Wheeler when he hit him with the knee, slides him in and then right into the Blade Runner. I was like, that's such a great way for Jay White to slither out of this. The way that he was selling and crawling towards the ropes and the way that he fell out of the Brutalizer, he was just so masterful in this. And yeah, Wheeler Yuta is starting to become a little bit annoying because I hated him.
Dude, he's been annoying. What are you talking about, Reg? I called it out from the very beginning. Remember the I'm a Man promo?
Oh, yeah.
No offense. Sorry, Wheeler Yuta. Sorry.
I understand what they were doing. I wasn't mad at him when they were like beating him up, had him tied up and forcing him to think, but like interfering in these great matches is starting to piss me off, Yuta. And like it wasn't even necessary in this match. Jay White still won. So what are you doing here? But the match was awesome though. PAC is unbelievable when it comes to everything. His DDT cell, as we know, I say it every time he does it, out of this world.
All right. So here's the thing, though. After this match, all hell broke loose. And at this point, I couldn't figure out who was beefing with who. And I mean, for the most part, everybody's beefing with Jon Moxley. Right. That's honestly the big thing. But just to kind of summarize what happened here, we had a stare down between Hangman Page and Jon Moxley. We had Jay White and Jon Moxley afterwards, too. And then we also had Orange Cassidy, who was dressed as a cameraman, come after Jon Moxley, too. Yep. And this kind of turned into like everybody sort of having their turn with Mox and then finally closing it out with Hangman hitting him with the buckshot lariat. So there was quite a bit here. And I'm summarizing this because there was a lot.
There was a lot.
With freaking Death Riders coming after Jay White. Jay White practically taking everybody out except Marina Shafir. He didn't get her, but that was basically what allowed Jon Moxley to kind of get an upper hand on him. But Man, this was I forgot Christian. Christian was involved in this too. He was watching the entire thing just kind of go through. I mean, there was a lot in here, Reg. Pick whatever you want and start wherever you want.
Yeah, there was so much going on here. Orange Cassidy coming back got a super huge pop. He was dressed as a camera guy, and people thought he was. I like that little bit because it felt a little bit of chaotic. But then Orange Cassidy's here, so a huge pop. Shout out to the crowd tonight. They were lively for a bunch of the matches. They enhanced a lot of it. That's all we want when a wrestling crowd is there. Just be into the shows, be excited for the wrestlers that show up here. It was really apparent during this Orange Cassidy thing because they went crazy when he came out. Him hitting the orange punches, I think, looked great. Moxley comes out. At one point, Orange Cassidy did flip Marina over the guardrail. I was like, I don't know if you can do that, but it happened.
That part.
Yeah, it was just like in the corner of the screen, and you could just see him I'm like, oh shit, Orange Cassidy flipped Marina. Like, he's just trying to get it off. He's just trying to get her off.
What are the rules, man? What are the rules here?
How do you feel about, they brought it up in a super chat earlier, Denise, Death Riders are giving up this like NWO vibes, like they're showing up and they're like beating everybody. They got their comeuppance today, but like, what are you
I don't throw around NWO vibes lightly, so I'm just gonna say no.
I wasn't saying it's good at all, but like they are giving up to like we show up and we kind of cause havoc deal. I'm just not a Death Riders fan, and I'm tired of pretending like I am. And I'm tired of even trying, to be honest. I know.
Like, you either got to win me over or you don't. And but I will tell you this though. When I saw everybody kind of have their moment with Jon Moxley, to me, the most exciting one was that stare down with Hangman and Moxley.
Yes.
That's where I felt like, oh, please, like, have Hangman beat I mean, I know this is Darby, but, right now, Darby just wasn't involved in this. At least we're expecting Darby to be the one to take off the title of Jon Moxley, but let's just say it wasn't. I loved the idea of Hangman just beating the lights out of Jon Moxley and being the one to, like, recapture the AEW World Championship.
Yeah, the way that they keep giving it up for Hangman Page, like here, Moxley and Marina were going to leave. They had already caused their havoc. They hit Hangman's entrance. He comes down, walks slowly, crowd's going ham. That moment of them just in the aisleway kind of looking at each other, that got me the most excited out of this whole segment. Definitely. Like, the orange thing was great. I thought Jay White looked amazing, but Hangman and Moxley got me the most like, oh yeah, like if they did that and Hangman beat this fool, then we're doing something. Like, I felt good about that moment there. And I think that it's like you said, we know that Darby is probably going to be the one. He probably should. And they keep telling us the story of Darby's probably going to be the one to dethrone Jon Moxley. But the way that Hangman keeps coming out of the end of these segments of like, but Hangman too, you guys, like he's on another level, like the crowd's super into him. And he just feels like a big star. Like, the thing you're talking about with HBO Max, Denise, like when this guy's on the screen, like he feels like, oh, I want to continue watching what he's doing.
I feel like he also got one of the biggest reactions of the night.
He did.
I don't know if there was anybody else. Maybe I'm just not thinking of them, but I felt like he got the biggest reaction where everybody was like, oh shit, here we go. Like, Hangman's here. And like, I think the reason why we were far more interested in Hangman and Jon Moxley in this scenario was because, okay, we've already seen Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley. Like, we've gone through this a million times, and you guys keep telling us the same story here. So we're just keep going in circles with Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. So unfortunately, I've kind of disregarded that already. I feel like if we run that through again, it's just filler at this point. And then with Jay White, they haven't done enough yet, I think, to convince.
You don't believe he's going to win again, right?
Exactly. I don't think they've done enough yet on that regard, which I think he eventually could, but they haven't done it just yet. So when Hangman comes out, he's the only one that comes out with any sort of motion, which is a new word that I've recently learned, and I hope I used it right in my slang term. But he had motion. Did I use it right, Reg? Did I use it right?
You did.
Yes. Hangman had motion.
Oh my God. Where did you get a TikTok generation?
No, Robin taught me that on the Friday show. I forgot how it came up, but I know motion now, so it's in my vocabulary.
I know motion now. No, Hangman does have the most
funny, Reg, at Thanksgiving, I like threw it out there. My mom was like, what does that mean? And I was like, you're so old. You don't even know what motion means.
You just learned it.
She don't need to know that.
So good. But yeah, that's a great point to make. Like, Hangman's the only one that if they announce the match tomorrow, Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley, we would believe that Hangman's going to win. It's not going to be like the Orange Cassidy thing where we're like, there's no way. Like, no, if they announce it, I feel like Hangman is and should win. You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think he's
Motion.
there, man. Oh, wow. All right, here we go. Let's continue on with these super chats. We got Mike T90K who says Penelope Ford and Anna J. Heat emoji. All right, so here's the thing. I wanted to start off by saying that I am actually really excited about Mercedes Moné versus Anna J.
Me too.
And the reason why, it's a simple reason. Anna J really looks like she cares. Yes. She really looks like she is putting in the work.
About everything, huh?
Yes. I don't know what it is. I mean, she just feels like she cares. Like, that's it. It's that simple. When I was watching her in this match with Penelope Ford, like, Penelope Ford also has had improvement, but she's still not at the certain level that I think that it takes to be at the very top when it comes to the women's division in AEW. But regardless, I do think, like, the effort was made. But Anna J, I kind of felt like Anna J had to hold back a little bit in this matchup with Penelope. I actually feel like Anna J could maybe go a little harder and a little faster because I kind of felt her sort of slowing down in some portions. Mm-hmm. And just in those moments, I kept thinking, damn, Anna J really feels different to me. And so to me, this upcoming match with her and Mercedes, I really can tell that she knows that this is the match that I think can change her entire trajectory here on AEW. I think this is the match that can finally make Anna J break into that next level.
Yeah, I got so excited when I saw that graphic for her and Mercedes because, one, just seeing Mercedes against all the top women in AEW, like, we had a laundry list of people we wanted to see her against, and they keep having these matches. We saw Stat, we saw Willow already, and now they're getting another homegrown in Anna J. And it was just like, it feels so good to know that, like, Mercedes knew that coming to AEW, it's going to hold a lot of weight. But, like, just the women she gets to interact with and the things she gets to do is going to be so important. This just felt like another important one. More because of what Denise is saying here. Anna J's been wrestling like this is the last match every match. She feels like from her entrance, she's really out there. She's really the character. Her gear is great. Her presence, she feels like, I'm here to be the best women's wrestler here. And it was on display here in this match against Penelope Ford. I'd never seen her, though. This first time. And so Anna J was throwing like she wanted to take Penelope Ford's head off every strike. The way that she was moving in the match just felt like, I'm the baddest wrestler here. Mercedes, you want to challenge me? Like, this is what you're going to get. And Penelope Ford, yeah, just like you're saying, Denise, I think she's like right on the cusp of becoming one of those ones to watch. Like, she has all the tools. There's a couple of little things I think she needs to improve on, but like for this type of match, if she's just going to go in there, have a contest where two women are in the ring beating the crap out of each other, you could defend on Penelope Ford. She has like the little evasive type spots that gets the crowd into it. Both of these women were throwing like it was the last day on earth. I thought it was such a just like AEW style match. Like, Anna J went to Japan and came back like a badass wrestler. Penelope Ford was injured and came back even more badass. This is just like a great thing for the women's division as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like there's a string of matches that they should do with Anna J, especially because she does feel new. So even if you've seen some of these, you can run some of them back or just, some new opponents as well. But like off the top of my head, I want to see Anna J and Chris Statlander. I feel like that would benefit them very well. Anna J and Jamie Hayter, I feel, is another one that we should definitely do. I think she needs to go in there with girls that are just a tad bit more advanced than her to help her. Because you can tell she's sort of hungry. She's hungry for that match. You know which match I'm talking about, like that match that everybody's going to be bringing up. I think like her and Willow would be another one that would be really cool. So I could see it. The best way to describe it is she's hungry, and you can tell.
Yeah, no, that's a great point that you make there, Denise. And something that I have when they're trying to build up a wrestler in like Anna J's position, build up someone for a championship in a division, they'll have them in matches against like local talent. They'll do enhancement matches some way, or they'll have them against people on the come up that are a little bit not as advanced as them, and so you don't really get to see what they have. So like they need to start putting Anna in these big matches where she's going to be challenged against the women that have already done it, the Dionas, the Thunders, the Mariah Mays, all the wrestlers that know that beyond the moves, beyond the things, there's so much more that goes into these characters, into this work. And like she just needs to be challenged a little bit more. She's up for the challenge is the best part though. Like she's ready for those opportunities. So I think that's what make her and Mercedes more exciting, because like you said, she knows that this one match, if she goes out there and lights it on fire, that could change so much.
Have they done Anna Jay and Mariah May? They've done that, right?
Oh, they have done Anna. Those are her 2 losses.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like they could run that one back too. Yeah. And kind of like, I wouldn't mind if they fed her to Mariah May, and not in a bad way, but Mariah May should also be, I mean, obviously that's not the title program that she's in, but in another, sense, I think that they could do that at some point again. But anyways, yeah, the future is looking pretty good for Anna Jay right now. We got John Taylor here who says, when you got the freestyle Riz like Reg, you don't need to prepare.
You don't need to prepare. It's me. I don't need to prepare. It's me. Look what happened. I got through it. Oh, the Rizzler.
Yeah, come on. You got to have the Riz. All right, we got at last of allegedly a legend like Lash Legend who says, it's crying Nemeth, a lying Nemeth. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys.
Man.
Like I said, I didn't really care. We got Well-Rounded Leo here who says, I'm sorry, I really don't enjoy watching AEW, and I'm a forgiving wrestling fan because I actually enjoyed 2001 WCW. I only watch AEW because I love Denise's post show. Well, thank you so much, Well-Rounded Leo. That's really cool of you. A while back, someone on YouTube left us a really nice comment, and I kind of like, it stuck with me, Reg, and someone said, Denise and Reg make wrestling more fun than it should be.
Oh, wow.
And that was like, honestly, one of the best compliments I feel we've gotten.
That's so cool. Some of the comments we get like touch me, honestly. Like, you guys are so cool. And yeah, just that, like, anytime I hear like, oh, I didn't watch the show tonight, but I watched you and Denise's post show, I'm just like, that's so cool that people are like depending on it, or not depending, but like looking towards us to update them on things,
Yeah, it is very cool. So thank you so much, Well-Rounded Leo. And I hope at some point AEW does bring you, or rather win you back. We got Ten Ruza here who says, more impressive that Reg did the game on improv. You can't contain an artist, Denise. Let our guy flourish. Damn, I want Rick Ross to go at Caster. #GNX.
Listen, I'm telling you, Denise, freestyling is where it's at. Everybody's like, look at that. Wow, he did that off the brain. Yes, I did. Thank you.
I mean, I did mine off the brain. I just wrote it down.
Don't try to change it now. You said you're all prepared. You had everything lined out and in the line.
Prepare. I understand the assignment and I prepare for said assignment.
It's just because I didn't read the whole thing. That's it. I don't be reading sometimes.
It's not fair. Like, this is kind of like the kid who doesn't study for the exam but somehow passed.
Yeah, what's an exam? I'm not going to study. You think I'm going to read a book? No, I'm going to show up and use my knowledge. Like, you want to know how my brain works, right? This is how it works.
We got Crazy 101 who says, 1, how did you not guess Tony Storm in the guest video, Reg? See, your brain wasn't that great. And then he says, 2, Bandito is back. 3, Swerve squashing dumbass Max. 4, still can't see. HHH still can't see color.
Still can't.
All right, so let's see where we're at. We haven't talked about Swerve and Max Caster, so let's talk about that here, because I mean, there's only so much to say, really. There was a backstage segment with the Acclaimed in which Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn did not seem to really have much faith in the best wrestler alive, Max Caster. BTW, that gets him a lot of heat every time he says that he's the best wrestler alive. He's saying that on a roster that has Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, all these people that you would constitute some of the greatest wrestlers alive, yet Max Caster is the one with the freaking drip on his back that says best wrestler alive. Yeah, that's going to get him some heat for sure. But anyways, they don't believe in him, but he goes out there, and this is kind of a fast squash here, so at least they kept it pretty entertaining. After this, though, here's the big part that I think we need to focus on, Reg, and that is that Swerve hit the Swerve stomp on Max Caster. This was after the match. There was enough time for some friends to run down and maybe help out Max Caster. But we did not see Bowens. We did not see Billy. None of them went to even try to help out their friend.
Yeah, I'm loving Max Caster as a heel. Like, I was like, man, this stick that he's doing on Twitter and online is kind of crazy, but them turning it into this wrestler that he is now is amazing. And now you got me thinking, Denise, like he wears that he walks past Will Ospreay with that jacket on. Like, could you imagine? Like, Ospreay is getting ready and he's like, no, I'm the best wrestler alive. Even if it's a bit, no matter what it is, like Osprey's in here, dog. He could really be wearing that jacket, and for the fact that you're turning it to a bit and it's working, I think it's amazing. Considering this is where the best wrestle, really good. I love the bit with them before and Billy Gunn trying to talk and him just being like, yeah, whatever, Billy, great, and Anthony being like, yo, you're supposed to be the best. Yo, you got to prove it right now against one of the best who could also be wearing that jacket, Swerve Strickland, and so. Max was squashed, but he got a lot in this. He got to do his rap. He got to do that promo bit. He got to, shine against Swerve a little bit. It wasn't a total squash. He got a couple of punches and some kicks and a drop kick in to fire Swerve up. But I thought he played his role pretty well. Swerve, again, the way that he looks, his presence, he's just the crowd, the Swerve's house. They're so into everything that he does. He's like the Hangman Page of when you see him on screen, you're like, I need to see more of this guy,
Prince Nana deserves a lot of credit too. You know what I was thinking about during this? I was thinking, man, Prince Nana, because I kept every time people were saying Swerve's house, Swerve's house, Prince Nana was obviously there leading the charge and making sure people were alive. And I started thinking, man, more people need a Prince Nana because there's times when there's people out there and we can hear pins and needles drop. We need more cheerleaders.
Yeah, there needs to be more manager or like somebody on production. Somebody needs to be pumping these crowds up because the way that Prince Nana does it, and it's funny, at one point, Swerve through Max Caster's mic to Prince Nana, and you can hear Prince Nana doing the Who's House thing. I was like, see, this is why Prince Nana's out there. He changes the trajectory of a match. He gets these crowds on Swerve's side. Even when they don't need it, he still guides them into it. He's just such a great asset.
Yeah, I think so too. We got Kayan Krishna here with a very kind super chat. He says, Miss Denise, props to you for your consistency. Hashtag 200K. Reg, I'm on the road to 200K subscribers here. I don't think it'll happen by the end of the year, but
how many do you have?
Effort is being made. We are 10,193 away.
And how many weeks? You said 28 days.
I'll tell you right now, 28 days. You divide 10,193, 28 days, 364 days. I need 364 subs per day, which sounds like a little bit, but it's not. It's actually a lot, which is kind of crazy. But
360 people a day is a lot. But you could do it, Denise.
I wish. Reg, I don't even know if I believe in myself that much.
Wow, Denise, it's the holiday season. Come on.
Okay,
you can turn this into one of those Lifetime or Hallmark movies where you're like, on the way to 10.
Oh, 20, a miracle? I need a Christmas miracle.
A Christmas miracle. 200,000 subs on the Hallmark channel starring Denise Salcedo.
Hey, man, if it happens, I'm going to call Hallmark and be like, yo, you need to do a show about some girl who did YouTube videos and she was 10,000 and the math was right there and the math wasn't mathing, but a Christmas miracle happened and it came true. Watch. Someone from Hallmark's probably watching this right now. They're going to steal my idea.
It's over. Just get my name right.
By the way, in case anybody's looking for a fun little holiday movie, I did watch the new Lindsay Lohan Netflix one that came out yesterday.
Holiday movie.
What? It was really cute. And I don't like holiday movies. They're not really my thing. Like they have a bunch of Christmas movies on Netflix. I don't watch any of them. I only watched this one because Lindsay Lohan was in it, and I'm a Lindsay Lohan fan. So, of course, I had to tune in, support my girl. So I did that, and it was very, very cute. I actually really liked it. But I don't watch Hallmark or any of that type of stuff. But the Lindsay Lohan one was good.
Yeah, because you don't have emotions. You don't love anybody. That's why you don't watch any of those. You're like, I don't want to feel like anything. I don't want people to be happy and holding hands and celebrating each other. Grinch, you're the Grinch.
I do like the Grinch, though. That one's fun. My grandparents just watched The Grinch. They were at the Thanksgiving table and they were like, oh, miramos una película bien bonita del monito ese, el verde. And we're all like, The Grinch? And she was like, yeah. We
I
got,
love it.
we got Marcus M here who says All In felt like AEW season finale. The Continental Classic feels like the AEW restructuring and starting a new season even with the women. It's funny because this new season's starting at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the end of the year, or is it the beginning? But the beginning, it does kind of feel like the C2 is the start of a new awakening, because like the matches are like, they have to be straight up wrestling matches. It's kind of like the core and essence is what AEW represents is the C2, so it does feel like a start.
Thank you so much to Marcus. It's so weird, like this, because yeah, when you think about it, All In felt so different from All Out. I remember we were talking about how different they felt, right?
Right.
And I don't even know what to say. It just felt different. Crazy 101 says Death Rider story getting lit. Miss Wayne CEO looking lit. You feel the same way, Reg? You agree?
Did Mama Wayne did come? Oh yeah, they did the hook with bit.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to mention that. Let's see. Hook calls out Christian. Christian comes out, but Hook ends up getting Hook ends up getting attacked by Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne from behind, and then they concerto his hand.
Yeah, that was a hard shot that Nick Wayne gave up with that concerto. They're building towards. Do you care about a Nick Wayne and or a Hook and Christian match, Denise?
Wait, so Hook versus Nick Wayne?
No, Hook and Christian.
Oh, Hook and Christian. Yeah, I actually care about both Hook and Christian and Hook and Nick Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, actually interested in both of those.
I'm pretty interested in the Nick Wayne match because I think Hook needs more matches and more tests like that. But the Christian, I'm like, this story, I don't know what you guys are trying to tell me with this. Like, where's Hook gonna do after this?
Why are all of Hook's storylines about him and father figures?
Right?
Jericho wanted to be his dad for whatever reason. Christian now wants to be his dad in a way. Samoa Joe is kind of like a mentor to him, not like a dad, but like still like some sort of father figure for a bit. And then he has his actual dad, Taz. Who else am I missing? Was there another dad moment? Oh, you know what I was thinking about
Shibata.
though? Oh, and Shibata, yeah. But you know what I was thinking about during this was when he got the concerto to the hand. I kept thinking, damn, if only he had a friend. You want to know who his friend was, who we haven't seen in AEW and how long? Say his name, Reg. Danhausen. Am I wrong, though?
If Danhausen would have saved him. Danhausen was his friend. It sounds crazy. I don't know what it's a weird time for Danhausen, Denise. That might not hit.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I thought about Danhausen during this. I thought, man, wouldn't it be nice if Danhausen were to come out?
Wouldn't it be nice? And I was thinking like, oh, Ricky Starks used to be his friend too, though. They used to be in Team Taz together.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They were.
I was like, damn, he had a friend. Remember, for a long time, Ricky Starks would come out and Hook would be behind him.
Right.
Yeah, they're homies.
Wow. Jesus, that was erased from my memory.
Yeah, they're homies. Like Ricky Starks could save him. I don't know, Team Taz.
All right, so don't be friends with Hook because next thing you know, you're gonna disappear.
Honestly. Oh wait.
Hook, Ricky Starks, Danhausen. Who else disappeared? I mean, Samoa Joe disappeared, but for different reasons.
For different reasons, but still.
Throw him in there. If you're friends with Hook, you're gonna disappear.
What is Hook doing to these people? That's crazy.
Hobbs? He disappeared for a minute.
Is there a Hook curse?
Disappeared for a minute. He's still
His
gone.
dad's
right?
gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
There's a Hook curse. That's crazy.
And we just realized it.
I was like, damn, Danhausen, Ricky Starks. This is a pattern here.
Yeah, I'm not going to be friends with Hook, man.
I'm chill.
All right. We got at last time allegedly, a legend like Lash Legend says, Nia looks like a lion in a... Oh, no, this is mean. No, this is mean. I love Nia's look, and I think she's very beautiful. Thank you so much for the super chat, though. But we got Mike T90K here says, y'all getting tickets for All in Texas. I hope TK gives us some first time ever matches. I'm sure they will. I'm sure he knows he has to.
Yeah, you got to up the ante. You got to give up something never seen before in order to fill that up in July.
Thank you so much, Mike. We got Daniel Robledo here who says, how do you feel about AEW putting LED boards back on the ring apron and guardrails, also changing the ropes for pay-per-views? Damn, I didn't even notice.
Did they change them?
Wait, did you notice?
I didn't notice. No.
Wait, so right now they have the LED boards, right?
Do they?
Oh, wow.
I just noticed it's in the ring. I don't be paying attention to too many aesthetics. Like there was a long time where people like, they need to turn the lights on in the crowd. And I'm like, I never even noticed, honestly.
You're like, the crowd's not lit? What's happening to the crowd?
What's in the ring, dog? The rest of the stuff is just cherries on top.
Yeah, I know. That's how I feel too. That's honestly how I feel. Let me see, where are we at here? Hold on one second. Thank you so much, Daniel. And we'll have a better answer for you next week. I guess or maybe we do have an answer in the sense that as long as what's happening in the ring is entertaining, that's what we're focusing on.
Yep, that's it.
Crazy 101 here says Matt Cardona challenge Jericho for FBTK for what?
Final battle.
Oh, TK Legend. Oh, with all the GCW AEW beef, I get it.
Yeah, the main event of Final Battle: Chris Jericho versus Matt Cardona and Hammerstein.
That's not official though, right? No, it's not. That was
Matt
just like
Cardona challenged him.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not a joke.
Okay, but I would imagine that they're gonna see it as a joke.
No, it's real. Like he challenged him at the show, like they're doing a bit for ROH. Like I'm sure Crazy.
Oh, like it happened on ROH
tonight.
TV.
No, it's probably happening at the taping.
Oh, I thought this was like on Twitter.
No.
Oh, it's a real thing.
I mean, they probably showed it on Twitter. There's probably just spoilers out.
Okay. Sorry, I was very confused by this. Crazy 101. Wait, Chris Jericho versus Matt Cardona?
It didn't register. It didn't register. You're like, yeah, well, that's cool. Wait, what?
I thought it was a joke.
It's not a joke.
I thought this was like on Twitter, like, oh, because Matt Cardona is very GCW-esque, and I thought he just challenged Chris Jericho just to like
Matt Cardona for the ROH World Championship at ROH Final Battle.
Man, I mean, I got no comment, bro. You know what? I'm here for it. Let it happen. At least it's something different.
Yes.
How'd you feel about the Chris Jericho segment today? Chris Jericho's New York Minute, where he's running down the upcoming shows in a cowboy hat with the number 9 on it. Got the bedazzling and New York Minute. Hey, guys. Hi, guys.
That movie with Mary-Kate and Ashley, New York Minute, that's pretty good.
And hey, those are my girls. Mary-Kate and Ashley, they were my heroes for so many years. As a little girl, I wanted nothing more than to be an Olsen twin. All right?
You watched all the movies, Double Toil and Trouble?
Dude, I watched their little mystery show that they had. Like, they were my legit heroes, okay? Growing up, like, my preteen years, oh, my God. I so badly, Reg, wanted to look specifically like Mary-Kate Olsen.
Specifically
Mary-Kate.
I don't want to look like Ashley. She's gross.
No, it's just that Mary-Kate had the look that I wanted. I cut my hair like Mary-Kate. Wow. I would do my cheekbones like Mary-Kate back in the day.
Mary-Kate.
Literally, I would try to dress like them too. Because they adopted like the style that they brought, that they kind of made popular during that time. Back in the day, was the oversized shirt, a bunch of bangles, skinny jeans, and a big giant purse. That was the Mary-Kate and Ashley look. And I was rocking the Mary-Kate and Ashley look, okay? Those are my girls. I wanted to be Mary-Kate so badly. Like,
shout out to Mary-Kate and Ashley. Yes, legends. Man,
I love the Olsen twins. Shout out to the Olsen twins. All right, we got John Taylor here who says, did you ever have your Christmas tree sprayed with fake snow blocked? I think is a term. As a SoCal kid, we would do it every other year. No, only because I feel like it makes too much of a mess.
Yeah, that's exactly same thing. Like sometimes we wouldn't even, what's it called? Tinsel, the stuff that you like throw over it. It's like anything that's too messy. Yeah, anything that's too messy would kind of not make it. And fake snow was like, that's going to get everywhere. Nah, not really a thing.
I haven't seen that anymore. Before, when you used to go to the Christmas tree lot, they used to have the green trees and the white trees.
Yep.
Now I don't even see the white trees anymore. I don't see them at all. I'm like, is it even an option now?
I'm sure there's probably some toxic in it. You know how everything back in the day, like, oh, we found something that's poison and you shouldn't inhale it. Probably shouldn't put this on. You know how those things are.
Yeah, I
like,
see
I'm
that.
sure we shouldn't be inhaling whatever that is. Like, it's like spray paint from a can. Like, we shouldn't be in our home.
No wonder. That's why I don't see the white Christmas trees no more. Wow. All right. We got Ten Ruza here. Says Reg, Ring of Honor looking wild and funny tonight. Mina continues to be incredible. Buddy is also super over. Australia represent?
Yep.
Heel CEO is fun. Swerve is still him. A lot of good stuff in there. Let me see. What haven't we covered from here? Mina and Mariah. They had a backstage segment here today. It was very, very simple. Mariah was doing an interview with Renee Paquette. Things were getting kind of heated there. But she's, is basically saying that Mina Shirakawa can shake her tits all she wants, but at the end of the day, she's got to do the work. So Mina shows up and she hands her the champagne bottle and dares her to smash it in her face, in front of her face. And Mariah is basically, she doesn't want to do it. And then she tells her, winter is coming, make me work.
Yeah, I like this energy that Mariah is bringing. It's like when she's alone, she's like, I'll burn this whole thing down. I don't care about this women division. It's all about me. All y'all hoes ain't nothing. Forget all that. And then when she's faced with adversity, like any heel does, she's like back down. She's like, oh, no. I didn't say I wanted to fight you right now. I said in the ring, we got a match set up. Mina's ride or die. She's like, look, hit me with this right now. Like, if you want beef, we can have beef. I don't care. It's just continuing her legend and building exactly why we love Mina. I think that both of those women are set up to have a really, really good match next week. Hope that they give them time. They've been building the story for too long for them to not really pay it off,
We need another in-ring segment too, I think, for them. Because
that's one thing I forgot to bring up earlier about Anna Jay that made me excited. When she won her match and then she was like, give me the mic, I was like, wow, an in-ring segment with women. Look at us. This is great. It was pretty short, but like just the fact that they got it, they need more like that. Like as simple as that is all I want. A wrestler wins a match, gets on the mic and says, I'm the fucking best. I want to win, blah, blah, blah. Just any kind of in-ring thing. So that really made me happy that they did that whole thing with Mercedes.
Same. It was short, but it was impactful. I agree. I was surprised by that too. I was like, wait, she's coming for the microphone? What?
Right.
I was so impressed. All right. We got Kid Cudi in the house who says, I feel like this tournament was meant to get people talking about AEW again. Really can't tell a difference between these on regular Dynamite matches. Yeah, sometimes I know what you mean because there was a second there where I was like, wait, is PAC Jay White for this? And I was like, wait, no, that's not for that. It's not for the Continental Classic. But the other match that we haven't even talked about, which kicked off the show, was Shelton Benjamin versus Kyle Fletcher, with Kyle Fletcher getting the win after keeping Shelton down. He was holding on to the ropes, rolled him up, held on to the ropes and won this match. So he's now got 6 points. How'd you feel about Shelton versus Kyle Fletcher?
I thought it took a little bit of time to really get kicked off. There was kind of
a lot of time, Reg. A lot of time. Bro, it took like 20 minutes for this match to get started. They really had Kyle working like a heel.
At the beginning, like Kyle's running from him outside. Shelton's like posing on the ropes. They're like playing this like cat and mouse game, but it felt like it went on for a little too long. I'm like, you guys just like fight. And so
I was going to text you, Reg, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to text Reg.
I would have judged you too. I'm glad you kept it. But yeah, when they eventually did get into it, it felt great. But that first part was like, what are you guys doing? Kyle looks so big when he's in there against another big guy. It's like, damn, Kyle's a big dude. Like we get him he feels like smaller for some reason, but when you see him like very sizable, I thought he played when he did get kicked into it, a well heel in this, just kind of getting Shelton uncomfortable, putting him in positions that he never been in. Shelton was Shelton. He did a lot of those power moves that we've been seeing. Again, just has great chemistry with all the wrestlers. His thrust kick is insane. I like that they gave Kyle the escaping kind of thing. He tied him up in the ropes. He ran out, had Don Callis run behind him. It added on to his like heel persona, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just felt like we waited too long to get to the actual match. And once the actual match really got started, there was like 2 cool spots and then it was the finish. And that was it. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is not an opening match for me, unfortunately. I like to kick off the show with a lot more energy. And so for me, this kind of took me like, I just kept thinking, when are we going to get started? Like, I should not be like the first 5 minutes of the show already starting to think about other stuff when the show literally just started. But there was a backstage segment, though, that happened afterwards where we kind of saw MVP get really upset at Shelton Benjamin for losing this match and was very, very disappointed in him. And this led to Shelton Benjamin lashing out and attacking this production guy, I'm assuming. And then this all led to the Hurt Syndicate fighting with the security guards and a whole little melee in the back.
Yeah, MVP raised his voice. Like, he was like really upset with Shelton. He was like, yo, this isn't what we do. Like, we hurt people. We came in here. I've been talking every week about how we're the baddest dudes in the world. And you were playing in there with him at points. Denise and Reg are mad because you're taking so long to get the match started. Like, what the hell was going on, Shelton? And I kind of feel him like, dog, what were you doing? Like, get to this. Why are you slow walking the dog? Why isn't this a high impact match like I kind of figured it would be? And so for them to then start beating up any fools that show up, I think it shows like that they need to be angry off this. There needs to be more. You can't just come in here against these young hard hitters and walk through this. You're not going to get easy wins over anybody, especially somebody like Kyle Fletcher. It adds on to their pedigree and how the Hurt Syndicate is presented as like, if we have a loss, like that's great. That's going to be pain for us, and that's going to be pain for you guys.
Also, we're having Kyle Fletcher versus Okada at Collision this Saturday. So Grapple Geekery says, imagine if the poster was for Danhausen. Oh my God. Although that wouldn't have made sense. Why are we having Cowboys looking for Danhausen? Like, what are we doing? What's going on here? Grapple Geekery, thank you so much. We got Ellen Hess here who says Brian Keith has a bounty to go far. I agree too.
I thought a minute like it could be bounty hunter Brian Keith, but it wasn't again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because we need to get the bad apple. He's a bad apple. All right. Thank you so much, Ellen. We got a very generous super chat here from Corey MacArthur. Thank you so much as always, Corey. He says, to our awesome leader, Denise Hollywood Pillow, Princess Skeet, Salcedo, and the beanie cap wearing phenomenal dope rapper, Righteous Reg. Reg, what about Shayna Wayne and those red boots? Oh my.
Yeah, she was wearing those, looking very tall and looking very good. I liked all of her bits. I could barely understand what was going on for the rest of her segment because I was just like, damn, look at Shayna Wayne. But I did, again, Nick Wayne bought the force with that damn concerto.
Hey, Reg, have you told people about that very interesting Instagram follow that you got?
Oh, yeah. I think I showed it on our show before.
What? No, you did not on our show. Maybe you did it on Grapsity. You did not do it on this
show.
No, you did not.
I did.
Chat. Did Reg show what I'm talking about right now? Did he show the interesting Instagram follow?
Yeah, I showed it on this show.
No, you didn't.
I'm telling you, I did.
No, you did not. I'm waiting. Look, Alexander Fitzgerald. No,
I did.
No,
on this show.
Mysterio says Reg has not shown it. Matt Black says no. D. Lara says hoop. John Deller says nope. Shelton Mysterio, he never showed it. John Taylor says no. You are lying, Reginald.
I want somebody that watches this show to run it back for when I did show it.
Reg, we have 1 million people here saying you did not. The chat remembers everything.
I remember showing it.
So what? We're just going to beat around the bush?
The bush is going to be bet around.
Can I spill the beans or do you want to spill the beans?
Let me see if I can find it still.
Come on, Reg.
It's been a while, so I don't think it'll be like this thing says this, you know?
Hold on. I might have it here on the text message that you sent
me. Oh,
yeah.
You're right. Damn, my Instagram search page is crazy. Why does that show that?
I think I got it. Reg,
yeah. You did.
All right. So, Reg.
I've showed this on the show before.
No, you have not. Do not lie. I got a beautiful text of Reg saying, look at who followed me on Instagram. And this was the text that I got.
I showed this on the show before, you guys.
No, you did not. for the audio listeners, Shayna Wayne, the Shayna Wayne, followed Righteous Reg on Instagram.
Business just in the street. No, I said this on the show before. I'm sure I showed my follow from Shayna Wayne. Yeah, Shayna Wayne followed me. I don't know why, you guys.
She ain't following me.
No, because I remember I told the story. And when AEW was in Bakersfield, I went to karaoke with some friends, and there were some AEW people there, and Shayna Wayne was one of those people. And I was like, oh shit, Shayna Wayne's here. That's crazy. And we were at a skeety Bakersfield place, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. But that was it. Maybe I don't think from that though. I think it's like I'm Righteous Reg, you know.
Durant says, "Close that deal, Reg."
Y'all are crazy, man. Come on.
Dan Jackson said she liked the bad apple.
Listen, y'all trying to get me beat up by Nick Wayne. That fool could fight. He's tall.
Oh man, this is great. Reg, just bragging points. Come on.
It's not anything.
I'm just saying, if my celebrity crush followed me, I'd be telling everybody every week. I'd be like, so welcome to the show. So-and-so followed me. Haha.
Listen, that's no way to get anything if you're being thirsty. If I'm telling everybody, like, look at this as a big dork, like, that's not how you do it. I just told 1,000 people about it. All right.
Maybe Shayna's gonna be like, wow, he's talking about me too.
Definitely not, probably.
Hey, you don't know. Corey MacArthur, thank you so much for the super chat. We got Matt Logan here who says Anna Jay push is confusing. She gets some wins that faces the champion and loses, or will they put a bout on her, or will they put a bout on her? I feel like they constantly forget. I feel like here's the thing. Here's my theory. I feel like if AEW is not specifically having a story, like if you're not going to be at a pay-per-view that they're working towards, I almost feel like you're just there. Unless they work you into their pay-per-view plans, it sometimes feels like you might not be thought about.
Yeah, I mean, it could get lost because they don't have a lot of TV time. It might seem like they do, but like trying to fill spots and trying to tell stories. If you're not featured 3 weeks in a row, it could feel like you've never been on TV and you're never going to be on TV again. So like there's some people that needs to stay in front of the eye and stay present just because that's the way that you gain more fandom. But that could be, I mean, that's just an issue they're going to continue to run into, just with they're never going to have enough TV time. And that's pro wrestling in general. Like they put people on who they want to. There's all these things that kind of go behind it. Anna Jay, I don't know if she could beat any of the current champions and in the next 6 to 7 to 8 months if she's set up for that. But like a year, 2 years, she's definitely up there, you know?
I agree. Rafael Garcia says you don't like Healer Yuta. You read right? Yuta. I don't get it. Healer like
Yuta. Healer, because he's a heel now.
Oh, okay. I get it now. Thanks. Graphic Geekery says, when I say NWO vibes, I mean black and white. Hogan as leader, never losing, never getting any comeuppance. Shitty as hell vibes, not good ones. Oh, okay. That feels better. Grapple Geekery, thank you so much for re-explaining yourself, and thank you for the super chat. Terrence Johnson says Hook needs to be smarter, especially after tonight. Bro, they've been making Hook be all silly so many times. What are you talking about?
Like, dude, why are you calling out all these fools that are gonna come beat you up? You don't have any friends.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, he didn't think that through. Again, we need a Danhausen. All right, we got John Taylor who says, y'all need to check the Ring of Honor spoilers. Thanks, Crazy 101. It sets up the main event for Final Battle. What is going on? I didn't even know Ring of Honor was on right. Oh, well, that's right, because they tape after the show. Duh.
It's real.
You still cover Ring of
Honor?
No. Damn. We got Lady B in the house. Thank you so much, Lady B, for this generous super chat. It says, with brand split combos happening around AEW right now, if you had to choose 8 core acts, wrestlers, at least 2 women to build Dynamite and Collision around, who would make your list? Ooh, that's a really great question. All right, so I would say Okada and Ospreay. Oh, shit, I would say I want them on the same roster, but you got to have a one-on-one, right? I would keep Okada and Ospreay on Dynamite for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would move John Moxley to Collision.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep Darby on Dynamite. Mariah May, maybe Collision. Mercedes stays on Dynamite. Who else were some big ones that you gotta spread out? Kenny Omega, I'm sorry. I feel like you got to keep your big people on Dynamite because Dynamite is your flagship show and it's not on a Saturday.
Yeah. 8 core acts. Okay, I'm picking MJF, Kenny, Swerve, Ospreay, Okada, Mercedes, Willow, and that don't seem like enough people.
Did you say
Hangman?
Hangman?
That's my last one. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Lady B, thank you so much for this. Actually, that's a really good idea too for a video. Split the brands.
That is.
Up, make a video. Dude, Lady B just gave us a really great video idea.
Write that one down, Denise.
I know. I'm like, I need these video ideas, bro. I got 31 videos to come up with. Lady B, thank you so much for the super chat. We got Ten Ruza here who says Reg to be in the 6th while K. buries the boy will be wild. You and Phil should go with Jeremy Lambert and Joe Pearl do a Canada trip, not for Cena.
I heard that they don't like Californians over in Canada. I might not be let in there, you know?
Wait, why don't they like Californians in Canada?
The whole thing's between Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wait, Kendrick Lamar is from California? Wait, was this like general knowledge? Is this general knowledge? I'm sorry, Reg.
Is Kendrick Lamar
I didn't know. I'm sorry. Is he
California? You live in... He's from Compton, Denise. Why do you think
he's from Compton?
Why do you think it's going so crazy where you live? Why do you think you hear so? I know.
I just thought because there's a shit ton of people here.
No, this guy's born and raised in Compton, fucking California.
See, I was rooting for Kendrick Lamar because he's like friends with Taylor Swift. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, go Kendrick. But now I got to root even harder.
Yes, California. What do you mean?
That's crazy. I'm sorry, but California is like, numero uno, bro.
Yes,
of course. I'm the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan.
Compton.
Dude, you know what? What year do you think he graduated? How old is Kendrick Lamar?
I think he's born 87, so.
Damn. I was going to say I probably could have been friends with Kendrick Lamar.
Nah, probably not.
Definitely not. No, probably not. Hey, you never know. He could have gone to my school or something.
No, he didn't. And he definitely wouldn't have hung out with emo Denise. That's for sure.
You don't know that. We could have made some we could have been like this cool, like rock. Wait, hold on. Rock. I can't even say that.
Can't even say it.
All right. Rap, rock.
Rock.
I was trying to say raw. All right, sorry. I'm even bigger fan of Kendrick Lamar now. Again, I was just on his side because he's he's a Taylor Swift fan.
It's Kendrick Lamar from California is insane.
All right, we got David Reed here who says, I'm sorry, no offense, but in California, we just go a little bit harder. The Canadians should be afraid of us.
Yes.
I've been to Canada. They're hella peaceful over there.
I'm chilling. I'm California.
All right, David Reed here says, I need our Canadian fans, by the way, to stand up for Canada right now. All right, we got David Reed here who says, soon as Death Riders lose trios titles, they are killing Yuta. Feels like he's always screwing up.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to get their use out of him and then let him go.
Yeah, sorry, Wheeler Yuta. No offense, but bye. All right, we got John Taylor here who says, coming Xmas 2025, 200K for the holidays, a story of Pillow Princess who wants 200K on YouTube by Xmas and is visited by an angel named Will who says she can only get 200K by loving tag team wrestling. This is the worst movie I've ever heard of my life.
200K for the holidays is really funny. Write it down, dude. Hallmark is making money.
No, but honestly, dumb plot lines like this work.
That's a movie for real. John Taylor's bullshitting, but that would work.
Netflix, and I didn't watch the movie, but I saw the preview. They did a whole ass movie where a snowman becomes a real man, and I guess like the girl falls in love with him. The snowman becomes a real man.
What is wrong with these people? I should write a movie.
Ryan, just come up with some steal this
I'm
plot.
about to write 200K for the holidays.
200K for the holidays. Mike, thank you, John. Mike T90K says, bruh, Reg name dropping the Olsen twins moving on the spot is wild. Yeah, that's true. I didn't know that were your cup of tea, Reg. Not even me.
Come on, man. I'm the generation of Full House. You know, those are the homegirls. They had another show. I was trying to remember the name. After Full House, it was like them. Their dad was, their mom had died. Their mom dies in every show that they're on. And so they would live with their dad.
A little mystery show?
No, they like lived on the beach.
I don't think I saw that one because I watched the one where they were like a mystery team. I don't know. One question though: Who's your favorite from Full House?
Oh, John Stamos. Even though he was wild, and you see what he did?
No, what'd he do?
The other guy, Dave Coulier, has cancer. Shout out to Dave Coulier.
Oh, and he did the shaved head. I did see that. I did
the bald cap.
Yeah,
people were so mad at him.
Yeah, because usually like people do that for family members to like be with them, not to like. But
not as a bit.
Yeah, not as a bit. Exactly. That's wild. Corey MacArthur, thank you so much for this really generous super chat. Corey says,
Corey.
DWO 2024 bits 27 Hoochie Shero 221 Meat Madness. Wait, are these the dates?
If these are the dates, that's crazy. We got to write this down.
Hold on. February 7th, Hoochie Shero. February 21st, Meat Madness. May 8th, BJ's. June 5th, Denise saying, you know what I'm saying? Why'd you bring that back? 11 out of 10. Chola mentality. Hold on. July 10th, Chola mentality. July 17th, California Head Connection debut. Damn. August 21st, Hollywood Pillow Princess. 9/11. Oh, Shannon.
That's all this year. That's crazy. We got bits, Denise.
I'm screenshotting this because I legitimately had no idea that this all happened. Like,
dude, that's crazy. Days. Chola mentality is so funny because you got Chola mentality.
Like I said, be afraid of the Californians.
I'm saying.
This is great, Corey. Seriously. I feel like this is a little bit of a Christmas gift because
that's awesome.
I don't even know what shows this happened on. So that's really, really awesome of you to save that information. Thank you so much, man. We got Ten Ruza here who says Starks returning at Hammerstein would be wild and cool. Dude, I don't know, man. I'm kind of losing hope on that end.
Yeah, he probably not gonna show up nowhere at this rate.
Grapple Geekery says, Reg, I think you did, but weed. You did not. He did not. Brittany Boyd, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Christian came out to tease cashing in his contract. I feel like he does that every week now, huh? Every time he comes out.
I wish somebody would just come behind him and rip that contract up, and that works.
Maybe I was gonna say he could put it up on the line, but he's a heel, so he wouldn't do that. That would make no sense. But I'm just trying to think of a way to get it off of him.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like they kind of like they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with Christian Cage and that contract.
Because it's just looming over us like a dark cloud.
Yeah. All right. Alexander Fitzgerald says LMFAO is Kendra from Cali and you from Cali. I'm sorry.
Craziness. I can't believe it.
Grapple Geekery says, Denise, I'm nearly a 50-year-old white dude who lives next to a cow pasture in North Carolina, and I know Kendrick is from California.
There's like 3 facts everyone knows about Kendrick. One of those facts is he's from California.
Hold on. Let me see. The 3 facts that I know about Kendrick Lamar is 1, he did the Bad Blood remix with Taylor Swift. 2, he has beef with Drake, and 3, he's like a really great rapper from what I hear. Those were the 3 fun facts that I know about Kendrick Lamar.
The first one's not a fun fact though.
Bro, it's a fun fact to me. That's how I discovered Kendrick Lamar. You think I knew Kendrick Lamar before he went and collabed with Taylor Swift? No. Unfortunately, sorry guys.
Do you know that they made one of those Hallmark movies about Taylor Swift and Travis?
Oh God, did they?
There's one out. Yeah, you got to watch it.
Watch that.
Why not?
I don't watch things when they try to. I don't like when people try to steal my girl's thunder. You know, like let her do her own thing. If she wants to make a movie about it, let her make the movie. Unless she comes out and she says, "Oh, this movie is great. You guys should all watch it." Then I'll watch and support.
Denise turned into Rosie Perez. She wants to make a movie about it. Let her make a movie about it. I'm like, why are you Rosie Perez right now? That's great.
I don't even know who Rosie Perez is.
Oh, that's before your time. Shout out to Rosie Perez.
Also, Grapple Geekery, thank you so much for watching us all the way from North Carolina. We got Mike T90K. He says, Denise, what's with your WWE boys constantly bashing AEW? Who? It's getting annoying seeing that every day on Twitter. I don't even know who my WWE boys are.
Yeah, WWE boys. It's your boys. I don't know.
Who?
I don't be on Twitter.
Yeah, I was going to say who? Who are my WWE boys? I don't got any.
I don't know.
Who are we talking about? Mike T90K, thank you so much for the super chat, although I have no idea who you're talking about. Let's see what else we got here. We got Terrence Johnson here who says, I met Zilla Fatu leaving bad blood. The screen does him justice. Oh, he meant Zilla Fatu leaving bad blood.
Oh,
sorry, I did not. All those words did not register. Let's see. Dude, I've never seen Zilla Fatu in person, so I can't even tell you what his size is.
Yeah, no, he's another scary guy. He's going to add on to that a lot when he gets up there.
Yeah. By the way, people are naming people that are not my boys. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. Just FYI here in the chat. I don't know who you guys think I be hanging out with, but y'all need to figure that stuff out. Okay.
I don't know none of them.
All right. Unless it's somebody here on my platform that is going batshit crazy, then come at me. All right.
You know, I ain't no WWE.
But boy. I'm like, I only got Righteous Reg on here, Chinadu, Robin, and Santi, and that's about it. All right. Anybody else? I don't know what to say. I don't handle people.
Facts.
All right. We got Grapple Geekery here says, and one more thing. All right. One more thing about that. I am not going to be defending no man here on this platform. Let me tell you that right now. The only person I will defend is me. I ain't going to be defending no man.
Your husband, you won't defend him?
Well, yeah, sure, of course. He's my husband, but he's not out there on Twitter being crazy. He doesn't even tweet or nothing, okay? He's a private person. All right, but yeah, Denise Salcedo just does not defend no man, all right?
Facts.
I defend Denise and Taylor Swift. That's it.
That's all.
All right. Grapple Geekery says, I said he thought he did, but he did not. Dan Jackson says, Denise, ever seen White Men Can't Jump? No, is that the one with what's his face? The one from American Pie.
No.
One guy from American Pie.
No. Nobody from American Pie is in White Man Can't Jump at all.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah. No, none of them are. Are you positive?
Who are you thinking of? What movie are you thinking of?
No. Who's that one guy from American Pie? Hold on. Now I got to think of the American Pie cast. Hold on.
Biggs? Stifler?
No. Sean William Scott.
Stifler.
Yeah. Sean William Scott. Hold on. Movies. Hold on.
The issue is there's two White Man Can't Jumps. They remade it with like a dumb rapper. So could be talking about that too. I don't know.
Oh, I think I was confused.
And Jackson's talking about the original one, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no, I was thinking about Dude, Where's My Car?
What?
Yeah.
How did you mix up
you
White
just
Man
said White Men, and I thought about Ashton Kutcher and what's his face, because there's two white guys on the cover.
Mixing up White Man Can't Jump and Dude, Where's My Car that's crazy. I never thought those worlds would collide.
Ten Russo says, Denise Instinct culture, not knowing the culture wild. Well, my culture is like pop culture. That's what that was inspired by, but more like Taylor Swift, and because that's what the original channel was about. Yeah. And like I said, I discovered Kendrick Lamar because of Taylor Swift. So there you go.
You get fans how you get them.
Yeah, exactly. Ten Russo, thank you so much. We got when you saw that, Reg, did you not realize that there's going to be a bunch of Swifties that all of a sudden would discover that?
Yeah, no, I know there's like a plan. Like if you get a feature before this battle happened, if you got a feature from Drake, it was like, you're going to be out of here. Like if he's on your song, you're out of here. If you are featured on a fucking Taylor Swift song, no matter who you are and what it is, 20 gazillion people are going to hear your song, no matter what. All the people in the world are going to hear your song no matter what. So yeah, I knew it was coming. I was like, oh, he collaborating with Taylor Swift. Oh, he's out of here. Like you're just privileged enough to even collaborate with her.
See, and the new fans, me, I was the demo that came in. All right, we got Mighty 90K here who says American Pie was made in 1999. White Man Can't Jump came out in like 1992. Yeah, and the whole time I was talking about Dude, Where's My Car?
Exactly.
Oh, Oh, man. All right, Mike T90K, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, I think we did this, guys. We did the show. We hella went too long. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us. I'm not even going to plug shit. That's it, guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll be back here Friday for SmackDown, me and Robin. And then Saturday, it'll be me here doing the NXT Deadline watch along. No post show because I have a Christmas party to attend, so no post show for that. And then WrestleMiss videos. Please go right now. I'm going to post the link in the chat to the video that Reg and I did. Go right now. Go check out that video because it's a really fun one. Try to guess the AEW wrestler. Reg, tell the people where they can find you.
Grapsody tomorrow and Saturday. Ask Grapsodies tomorrow. Regular Grapsody Saturday. That's it. That's all.
All right. What'd you think of the Battle Royal?
Oh, yeah. There was a Battle Royal.
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly won. Quick thoughts.
When they showed all the people that were in the match, I was like, they need more people that are going to get people to care about this match. Like you're putting in people that make us care about Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, and it wasn't enough. Like Denise was about to go over the match because she don't care about nobody in this match. You know what I mean? Who'd you care about in this match, Denise? Name one person.
Absolutely nobody. And
Zero.
I hated to finish. It was the most slow motion. Let me make sure that he kicks the same guy that I did the exact same time that we kicked
Adam
each other.
Cole kind of missed him too. I was like, this stinks.
All right, well, on that note, everybody, our show is a wrap. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.